How about making your old furniture new again with something called chalk paint? And here to help you get started is Shell Venus, and she's owner of a cool place. It's called Funky Junk Boutique. It's in Seville, which is not that far from Medina.
No, about 15 minutes south of Medina.
Famous barber works there, right?
Yeah, there is a barber still, actually. It's kind of fantastic.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Hey, so we're talking about this chalk paint thing, which let's tell people what this is. It's sort of a, like you can take a piece of furniture that doesn't look great and make it look exotic almost.
That's exactly what it is. Chalk paint has been around for 25 years now. It's a natural mineral-based paint, and you don't have to sand and prime because it's not a latex base.
So you go right over whatever's happening there, and whatever's happening underneath probably adds to the effect.
Right, right. In a lot of cases, you've got chipped veneer, you've got water damage, you've got all kinds of stuff going on, which is kind of a flaw in its natural state, but if you paint it, it's character.
So you don't have to buy sandpaper?
No.
You're not buying scrapers?
No.
And I got to tell you something, your brushes are beautiful.
Aren't they fantastic? They're natural China bristle. So these are Annie's wax brushes, but she also has a full line of paint brushes. She has wax brushes.
Very expensive, I bet, this brush.
This is like the Ferrari of the brushes.
I could tell.
But it is well worth it because you can get into corners with these nice pointed tops.
It's like a Moss Man haircut. I really like that. We were showing some pictures there of some places you've done. We've talked about furniture and stuff, but you go in and you'll take your paints and your ideas or teach people how to do an entire kitchen, the cabinets and everything.
Absolutely. We do workshops in our studio. We can do custom work. We can do your furniture. We can come into your house and do work for you there, whether it's your kitchen cabinets or bathroom cabinets.
I like a little tilt down too when we come back out to the studio and look at this picture frame here, which looks like one of those old plaster type frames. And that's actually, what's the base product on that?
It's actually a really inexpensive
it's a cheapo plastic
frame. Right, so you'll see it was that gold. It was kind of not so lovely, but a coat of paint, a little bit of wax, and you've got a completely different look.
And some of that gold will show through and you get that nice brush mark like you see on the really expensive plaster frames. Yeah, that's fantastic. So let's take a look at the idea how to do it. You got this thing. Now, is this real old, or is that just a veneer on here?
No, this is pretty old, and you can see that there's some damage here on the top. So I don't think that this is a veneer, but it's not very attractive. It's got some alligatoring in the original finish here. So this is the before, this is the during, and this is the after.
So this is rescued from the barn, so to speak.
Correct, yeah.
Or from a tree lawn.
All you have to do is clean it off. Wipe off that barn dust. You don't have to sand, you don't have to prime. A little bit of chalk paint on your natural bristle brush, and you can see that the coverage is really, really nice.
Okay, so how important is the brush stroke direction when you're doing this kind of thing?
This is a thicker textured paint. It's thicker than a latex is, and it's meant to give that artisan crafted look. It's meant to look handmade and not like a sprayed factory finish. So multi-directionally is good. Really doesn't matter. It's not meant to be complicated. Nice and quick and easy. And
how many layers? So I see a couple colors here. So what's the deal?
This is one technique that you can do. This is a 2-layer distress. So you just slap on the first layer. This is it dried. You would go over with a second color, just nice and light. You can sandpaper if you want to distress and let that finish come through. Put Annie's clear wax on it, and now you have a totally different piece from where we started.
Would you ever take like a cloth and rub it on there too, also to get a different texture?
You could, yep.
So it's whatever you want.
Whatever you want, super user-friendly.
It would seem to me the more you experiment with it, the better it is.
Absolutely. If you drink wine in our workshops when you take them, your projects turn out
it's
really
fantastic. It's like Neil, my
fantastic.
plaster. He says, bring a box of beer and you get really creative.
That's right. That's right. It helps.
So, okay, so I've got a room, I did something like this 20-some years ago. So the idea, I guess, is just to be able to match the colors together, and you could help me with that kind of thing.
Absolutely. There's 32 colors in the palette, but you can also custom mix, and we can help you with that.
Let me reach across from you here, because I want to hold this up so people can see this. So this is one of those things where you got those distress marks, so the deeper colors stay in the cracks.
Correct.
And it gives a lot of dimension to that.
Right, right. The more techniques, the more colors you layer on, the more aesthetic I think it looks, and gives it lots of character.
And if you want to see Shell Venus, or take something there, her store is in Seville.
Correct.
Which is right off of I-71, but it's not that far.
I-71 at Route 3, just south of Medina.
It's a cool place too. It's an old 1940s gas station. It's been redone, and you can either take your stuff there and have them do it for you, or you can go there, get a class, learn how, or buy the stuff and take the stuff home and do it there.
Absolutely.
I love your stuff.
Thank you.
I'm going to do some of this at Chateau Moss.